Back to the latest edition of Alopecia in Life. My name is Christine. I'm grateful to have you with me as always. This is Memorial Day weekend and it's hot outside in Northern Virginia, and I wanted to devote this vlog to all of you who choose to wear a wig when you're exercising outside and it's hot and who want to figure out how to stay cool. There are some points I'm going to make that might just be obvious to you. Others I've developed or come to understand over the last several years wearing a wig and being someone who loves to exercise outside with a wig that I will share with you, and I hope they're helpful. The first is an obvious one. It's good to stay hydrated. Anyone who's not wearing a wig needs to drink at least 7 to 10 ounces of water or energy drink fluid every 15 to 20 minutes during a workout to replenish the fluids they're losing and the electrolytes they're losing. And when you're wearing a wig, you sweat more, and so we might actually need more fluid to stay hydrated. So that's point number one. Point number two is be mindful of the intensity of your workout. It's normal for anyone who is working out at a regular pace, in a certain climate, to feel slowed down when it gets hot, when the climate changes. And so give yourself time to adjust. It's probably something you would do normally, but it's good to remember that that's a normal part of exposing your body to different elements. The third point I want to make is to be aware of the heat and the humidity. When it's super humid outside, we have just naturally a less ability to cool off. Our bodies don't work very well with humidity. So be mindful of the time of day that you're exercising in. Choose to exercise early in the morning if you can, or later at night when it's not as humid and you won't get as direct sunlight. It's also good to remember that it's nice to be in the shade. It's nice to be near water to stay cool, to get that cool breeze. The fourth point I wanted to make is to remember that even if you might feel overwhelmed by the heat, especially when you're wearing a wig, your body will acclimate to the new temperature that you're exposing it to, outside and inside. And I can say this from personal experience. I live in Northern Virginia, where it does not mess around in the summer around here with the heat and humidity. And I will go crazy if I can't be outside and exercise as I normally love to. So I've discovered and I've researched that the body actually, it does adjust, and the science behind it is that it increases its own blood volume, so it's better able to cool off, to stay cool in hotter temperatures. So what I'm doing for myself when I'm exposing myself to a long run in warmer temperatures is I'm actually helping my body become acclimated to those temperatures so that I can run as much as I want to, which is my ultimate goal. Run or bike and or whatever else, just add outside to it, and that's what I love to do. So it will happen if you give yourself time. 7 to 14 days, I think is a normal expectation to have. The other point I wanted to make is to be mindful of the clothes you wear. This thing is very hot. It has mesh material, so it's breathable. It's important to keep in mind when you're shopping around for wigs to find material that's going to allow as much opportunity for your head to get rid of the heat that it naturally gets rid of. But this thing being dark, it absorbs a lot of heat, and it's very hard to get around that in the sun. I don't want to wear a hat on my head because it'll just trap more heat. It'll make me sweat more. It'll make me more dehydrated. So I wear a visor, and I also wear very lightweight, light-colored, and loose-fitting clothing that is wicking. I have a lot of cotton shirts that are actually some of them are actually see-through because they're both really old, and I bought them that way because I wanted to make sure that I had as little on my body as possible and as much opportunity for me to allow my body to cool off as possible. I think we're on number 5 or 6 point I wanted to make was to make sure that you know what your threshold is for saying it's just not my day. It's too hot outside. It's a better day. It's a better gym day. It's better for me to be inside, exercise where it's air conditioned, where I'm not exposed to the direct sunlight. there are alternatives to being outside. Even though I don't like them myself, and I will choose outside over indoors any day, indoors exist for a reason, and it's okay to know your limits and to draw the line where you feel like you need to. Some things that I love to do after a long run that help me replenish, or after a long bike ride, after a long hike, is to take a nice cold shower. I love cold orange juice. I am very conscious of the fact that any hot foods I eat when it's hot outside will just increase my own body temperature. So I'm looking for and making sure I eat colder foods, avocados, berries, cold drinks, things like that that are healthy, but also aren't hot. So I try to decrease the effect of the heat, the outside, that's out around me on my body, and also I'm aware of what I'm putting into my body and how that's affecting my body temperature. So some other things that I'm playing around with right now, I haven't actually been able to put them together to show you, but I hope to someday, is a cap, like a cap to wear when you're running or hiking or otherwise being active outside that's breathable. I think I would wear that if I had something that I felt was kind of fashionable and fun to wear. I would definitely consider wearing something like that, because we wouldn't even be having this conversation if I had something like that to wear anyway, where my head was allowed to just be cool, my body was allowed to be cool with a nice head covering. So there's lace material, gauze material I might play around with when I'm hiking with my friends. Sometimes I'll take my wig off, take my shirt off, and wrap my head in my shirt, and it feels really nice and it's cool and breezy. So some personal tips that I've learned along the way, some also research-based tips that I've come to digest and ingest as my own. I hope they're helpful for you, and I hope that you follow my blog. Please visit my blog, my website at alopecianlife.wordpress.com. Please also follow me on Facebook at Christine's Alopecian Life, and remember that there is a lot of life to live and a lot of love to give, even when you don't have hair. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful Memorial Day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.